All right, real quick, 4 versions of the Inspector Deck remix that I did in Reason. This one does have all the loose materials in it. I got a majority of the sounds from a Beat This competition that was looked like it was back in '07, sometime in April. Looks like. Um, but you can download the zip file. It's got everything in it if you wanted to get those same sounds and stuff and try and flip something out of it. So anyway, here are the 4 different versions, starting with D. Now what happened was D was just the original beat I did in Reason for the Beat This competition, and so you know he had the redrum, and I had some kicks and snares in there, layered them up 3 different kicks to probably overkill, but whatever. And the basic snare, layered snare right there, some hats. And so in here with the redrum, I just programmed it out. I didn't use a sequencer or nothing. I just played it out. So some vocal samples. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Which came from the kit that the Beat This forum supplied. Same thing here. Yo! Got it good. Rock the funky beat. And the piano. I reversed the piano. They gave us a piano loop, I believe, in there somewhere. And then I took it and reversed it, rexed it up. So came out like this. So I reversed it and slowed it down. Reverse, slow down. And then I have it going forward. Of course, slow down a little bit. I just by default tend to pitch things down because like stretching the notes out because I want the notes more than I want the sample. I kind of do it almost all the time. I kind of wish I didn't rely on that so much, but I don't know. For whatever reason, I go to that every time. And then some scratch noises. The scratch samples are from some scratch I did on a common acapella, which I use over and over again. If you watched any of the other videos, you see I tend to use these a lot. So just pieces. Try and mimic like I'm scratching. The reason why I do that sometimes is just a lot faster to do it that way than to track out actual turntable performance or whatever. For better DJs, it's probably nothing for them to just record them scratching right to the beat or whatever. But I'm too lazy for that sometimes, so I'll just go back and pull stock scratch sounds and chop them up and use them in a sampler. So anyway, this is how this one came out. Rock the funky beats. Rock the funky beats. I just changed the beat up here, just because this was initially an instrumental, 94 BPM. What I ended up doing was when I ended up auditioning it to the Inspector Deck acapella, that remix ended up being somewhere around 98 BPM, so it sped up a little bit. I took the change outs because I didn't really need it because I had the vocals. So this is really the same beat, but just I sped up a little bit, and then I took some of the change ups and stuff out because I didn't need it because Inspector Deck's flow filled in and added all the contrast I needed. So that one's in there. And then I had a couple other versions. So here's B uh, samples, some Barry White samples, which I don't think were supplied in the kit. I think I just was playing around with the Inspector Deck acapella and just trying to find different things to sample to use. So had a snare in there. Here's the snare, kick. This is the sample, and then some hats. And this is how this came out. So anyway, let me see if I can give you all the sounds for this. Yep, there we go. So I'll put that in there. And here's version C. The same, pretty much the same setup as the version B. Just has some snares, some kicks, different loop this time, a Billy Paul loop this time. And then I ended up taking that replaying it back into this pattern. So anyway, they're all in there, 4 versions. You can download the instrumental, well, not the instrumentals, but the remixes, and you can get the Rex files and bounce out instrumentals out of them if you want, and all the materials are in there if you want to flip this and use the sounds that came in from the Beat This competition. So if you flip something out of it's dope, get at me, man. I'm at gmail.com.